God, the people's desire to create beautiful homes has never changed, and it's never changed since the magazine was launched in 1919. So I think for us as a magazine, it's about broadening out. In that, the change in that time has been, I think, obviously digital is a really big change. You know, when I first arrived there wasn't even a Homes and Gardens website. It just started, and since then we've now launched House to Home, which is across all the titles at IPC, the Homes titles. We have 2 blogs out of Homes and Gardens, we have a Twitter feed, we have Facebook, but essentially at the heart of it all, we're still giving advice to people who want to create a beautiful home. And I don't think that's changed, I don't think it will change, you know, that's what the magazine's about. So we will continue to do that across all platforms. Yeah, I think, you know, the strength of the magazines is we have targeted consumers and we really listen to them and think about how we can deliver content to them. So, you know, we've just given this talk here at your Print Street event, and what we're saying is actually it's less about a print paper object, it's about content. So for us, you know, it sort of doesn't matter how we get that content out to people. We could put it on a video, we could put it on a disc, you know. I remember even when 30 years ago, somebody tried to do a magazine that was always on a disc. So it's about the content, and that's what we care about, and that's still really, really crucial. And at the moment, the print is big, and I think in the homes area, it will stay big. You know, I think people have an affinity to holding it, reading it in bed. They like touching it. I think in different areas, it means different things for different people. But I think certain areas, you know, they like it. But as I said before, on an iPad, they look amazing. So, you know, I think hopefully we might end up with people sort of having both, you know, and buying one and buying the other and using them in different ways. I think what's interesting is, you know, the recession's really hit, so that made a big change to how people perceived their homes. I think we'd had years and years where it really built up to a crescendo of actually people perceiving their homes as an investment, and they are an investment. They are the biggest lump of money that most people have, you know. It's probably not the nicest way to describe it, but, you know, that is their biggest asset. And of course, when house prices were rocketing, you know, that this asset was getting bigger and bigger every month. And so it somehow took over their interest in their property. It was sort of like more about what the house was worth than what it was like to live in it. And I think what the recession has done is reminded people that this is a home that they live in. They are not buying, selling, and sort of moving on all the time. So people have settled down a little bit more. And I think the attitude of the media in general, actually particularly driven by newspapers, has changed. So that is, they don't talk about them being a big asset. So what's happened is people's attitude to the way they decorate is more about making it comfortable, a place that they share with their friends and family. I can't see that changing in the near future. What that tends to do sometimes is make it a little bit more of a, what we would say is probably harking back to being slightly more country traditional look, slightly softer, slightly more comfortable. But, you know, colours come and go. You know, we go around in circles, and that will continue.